Okay, students, I welcome you all for today's online economics class. And today we will continue the chapter first of part B, that is Indian economic development. Last lecture we have started from that part, is it? And today we will continue with the same chapter. Today we will discuss the three components of Indian economy on the eve of independence. In our previous lecture, that means first lecture, we have discussed two components, that is agriculture on the eve of independence and industrial sector on the eve of independence. Today we will discuss the third one, that is foreign trade under British rule, and next is demographic profile, and third one is occupational structure. Is it? And one more left now there, because these are six components. Two we have discussed in first lecture, three, that is five, and one remains. We will discuss this remaining one, and the last lecture will be that topic. And today we will discuss firstly what is meant by foreign trade under British rule. Foreign trade, you are knowing that imports and exports should be there. Foreign trade is known as imports and exports. Is it? India, it was very famous for exports and imports. Exports mainly before Britishers. Is it? But Britishers have converted our economy, our foreign trade into negative side. Because you are knowing that for a country exports are not good, imports are good. Is it? No. For the country exports are good, imports are bad. Imports are not good for the economy, exports are good for the economy. But Britishers have converted our economy into net exporter of raw material and net importer of finished goods. That's the net exporter of primary products and importer of finished goods. Means Britishers have converted our foreign trade into deficit situation, into negative side, because they have imported finished goods and they have exported raw material from Indian economy to Britain. Is it? Secondly, monopoly of India's foreign trade. Means Britishers have taken whole control of Indian economy regarding foreign trade only in their own hands. That means what kind of desirability they have exported that kind of raw material, is it, to Britain, and after completion of all the production process, then returned back all these finished goods and given to Indian people. That is the way, monopoly of India's foreign trade. Is it? And next one is their surplus trade benefit only Britishers. Means what kind of surplus trade was prevailing in Indian economy during the British rule, that have been benefited only to Britishers. Because they have taken raw material of primary products from India at very low cost, and after production of finished good in Britain, and they have getting huge prices for these goods. Is it? And this is the scenario. Means majority of the profit, main profit has gone to Britishers, not Indian people. This is the discussion regarding India's foreign trade during British rule. And now there is demographic profile during British rule. Demography means related to population. Is it? Because the motive of the Britishers was only to drain of wealth of Indian economy or India's wealth. It was the main conclusion thing of British rule, that they are ready to drain of wealth from Indian economy. Is it? For that purpose, that is why they are not focused related to, or they are not given attention towards demographic or any occupational structure. Demographic profile, because you are knowing in this mainly there is birth rate, that is BR and DR, death rate. Birth rate and death rate during Britishers, that was very high. Near about birth rate was 48 and death rate was 40%. 40. This is the drawback, that people have not been converted assets, because both the rates has been very high, and that is the social indicator that gives us the concept regarding backwardness and stagnation of the economy. That means after that, infant mortality rate, means both birth rate and death rate, both of these are very high, but instead of that, infant mortality rate, that was very high. Infant mortality rate means children's up to the age of 1 year. The death rate of all these infants, that was very high. Next one is life expectancy. Life expectancy during Britishers, near about, it is mentioned in your textbook, that was only 32, but at present it is 65. That means half and half difference is there. That means if life expectancy is very low, that gives clear concept to that. There is lack of health facilities, proper counseling is not there, etc. Next one is literacy rate. Literacy rate was totally very low. There was no concept regarding this. Is it? That means literacy rate during Britishers, it was near about 8 or 9%. After that, there is third component, that is occupational structure on the eve of independence. Occupational means where people are working. On that time, mainly Indian economy was divided into three parts: primary, secondary, and tertiary sector. These are three sectors of economy. Occupational structure means where the people are working. They are working in primary, they are working in secondary, or they are working in tertiary sector. Is it? But majority of people during the British rule, they are mainly working in agriculture. That is why it is mentioned here, agriculture a principal source of occupation. Agriculture was the main source of occupation for the people of India. Near about, if I am not wrong, it is 72.7% people are working in primary sector. And industry, because in our previous lecture we have discussed that there was big growth of industries, of modern industries. This is the concept regarding here, that it means industrial sector, it was an insignificant source of occupation. Only 10 point something, 10.1% is the scenario of the people who are working in industries or industrial sector. And third one is there, also tertiary sector is there. It is not mentioned here, but I will clear you that near about in tertiary sector only 17.2 or something. That means the comparison of all this, that will become 100. Is it? 17.2% people are working in tertiary sector. That means, that gives the clear concept regarding agriculture. It was the principal source of occupation. Industry, it was an insignificant source of occupation. And third component is there, that is unbalanced growth. Balanced growth means people should be equally working in all the three sectors, but it was not seen from the scenario. 72 point something, 10 point something, 17.2 means there was difference. More than one third of people are working in primary sector. But you are knowing that agriculture is a agriculture sector, or we say the land is fixed. Is it? There is disguised unemployment will be prevailing there. Is it? That means this is the clear concept regarding what was the occupational structure during British rule. Okay, thank you.